Hello everyone. Today in this session we are going to discuss about stereochemistry. Stereochemistry talks about spatial aspects of molecules. I hope you remember the definition and types of isomerism. So what is isomerism? What are isomers? How do you define it? So the phenomenon exhibited by the molecules with same molecular formula but different structural formula is known as isomerism. So what are isomers? The molecules with the same molecular formula but different structural formula are said to be isomers. So the first thing is that they should have same molecular formula. So based on that, we can classify isomerism into structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. So the structural isomerism, also called as constitutional isomerism, can further be classified into chain isomerism, ring chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional isomerism, metamerism and tautomerism. So here we are going to discuss only about the stereoisomerism. So they are actually classified into conformation isomerism and configuration isomerism. So here we are mainly going to concentrate on configuration isomerism. In that, in particular, we are going to discuss about optical isomerism first. So in some other video, we will discuss about geometrical isomerism in detail. I'll just see what is configuration isomerism first and what is conformation isomerism. So conformation isomers are interconvertible. They can be converted from one form to another form. So it needs very less amount of energy for conversion. And conformation isomers cannot be separated into two forms. They are called as rotamers or conformers or flexible molecules. So the configuration isomers are the one which are non-interconvertible. They need high amount of energy for conversion. Conformation isomers are interconvertible, configuration isomers are non-interconvertible. It's very difficult to convert from one form to the other because it needs lot of energy for interconversion. So actually you need to break one bond and attach it to other side. So that's something like that. So for that it needs quite lot of energy. Hence they can be separated. So they are also called as rigid molecules. So in this video we are going to mainly concentrate on configuration isomers, in particular optical isomers. Just let me give an overview about geometrical isomers. So geometrical isomerism is exhibited by the double bonded molecules. That is, depending upon the orientation of substituents, whether they are oriented in same direction or opposite direction. Based on that, it is termed as cis or trans isomer. See here, so the similar atom are in same side. Here they are lying in opposite side. So if it is lying in the same side, then it is called as cis isomer. If it is opposite to each other, they are called as trans isomer. And it is very difficult to convert from cis to trans. It needs quite lot of energy. It doesn't happen at room temperature. because in order to convert cis to trans, we need to break one bond completely and attach it to the other side. So we have to break one bond completely and attach it to the other side in order to get the trans isomer. Practically it needs quite lot of energy to happen. So normally the energy is supplied in the form of heat. Cis can be converted into trans or the other one by applying heat, but it's quite difficult at room temperature. Okay, let us move on to optical isomerism. When you talk about optical isomerism, you need to know about chiral molecules. You need to know about the concept of chirality. And keep one point that geometrical isomers are not chiral molecules. Okay, let me continue. So chirality is three-dimensional phenomenon, and something is chiral if the shape of the molecule or object is so irregular or asymmetric that it is not superimposable on its mirror image. Say for example, take your right hand and left hand. If you keep a mirror in between, so the right hand is the mirror image of the left hand and vice versa. So when you try to superimpose both of them, they are non-superimposable as shown in this figure. So like this, if any object or molecules, if they are non-superimposable on its mirror image, then they are called as chiral object or chiral molecule. I have also shown some more examples. So your gloves and your shoes and your scissors. So if you take these objects, they are non-superimposable on its mirror image. So they are said to be chiral objects. So the opposite term is achirality. A molecule or object that is superimposable on its mirror image is said to be achiral. See for example your socks, they are actually superimposable on its mirror image. Similarly the glass and your football, so they are superimposable on its mirror image. So if you imagine a mirror in between the socks, and if you try to superimpose one on the other one, they will be superimposable. So these objects are achiral objects. Let us see about chirality in molecules. So the first example shown here is water. So if you consider a mirror and if you take the image of this water and if you try to superimpose the mirror images, they will be superimposable. That means this molecule is achiral. So superimposable means the bonds and atoms will be aligning with each other. Then that is called as achiral. Similarly, we will take another example, CH2BrCl, that is carbon attached to two hydrogen, one Br and one chlorine. So if you take the mirror image and try to superimpose, initially it will be looking like they are non-superimposable, but if you rotate one of the molecule and at one point both the molecules will be superimposable. Hence, this molecule is also achiral. So here I have inserted a video. And okay, so I have shown a molecule in which the carbon is attached to iodine, shown in purple color, chlorine shown in green color, and OH, oxygen, is shown in red color, and hydrogen is shown in white color. So the mirror image of this molecule is shown here. So I'll pass both the videos. Now you see both are looking like they have same orientation, but in the first case oxygen, that is OH, is pointing towards us, hydrogen is away from us. Here hydrogen is towards us and OH is away from us. So these two molecules are mirror image of each other. So if you try to superimpose both, they are non-superimposable. This chirality occurs because of asymmetric carbon atom, that is the carbon attached to 4 different atoms. So asymmetric carbon is the one that is attached to 4 different atoms. So this asymmetric carbon atom creates the chirality in the molecule. So this molecule is chiral because it has asymmetric center. That means it is attached to 4 different atoms. This is what you have to note down to find out the optical behavior of the compound. So let us discuss some more points in the next video. Until then, happy learning.